All right.
What is going on, everybody? It's the Animal Crossing crew together once again. We're going to stop this music and we're going to start our introduction for myself and Pat and NookTalk and SwitchForce united once again in a like this is like a whole new world. I feel like it's a perfect.
What are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
there's not much to talk about. So
Patrick, don't tease him like that. Don't tease him like that. This was absolutely insane, and I saw some of your reaction. I'm sure you saw some of my reaction. One of, if not the best day of my entire YouTube career.
Yeah, okay, so I said this during. First of all, it was fantastic. Is there a better game-specific direct ever? I mean, we're pretty biased. We cover Animal Crossing, but has there ever been Smash gets a character reveal,
right?
But this was everything. This hit everything, paid everything.
What made it so cool was that the general expectation was, I feel, very low, save for a couple kooks like myself. And so the fact that they just kept hitting, Nintendo doesn't do that. Nintendo is known for being the company that plays it safe, that just checks the boxes that they absolutely need to check to make sure they get your 60, and then they move on. But this was Nintendo saying, the floodgates hath opened. We have been working. And I'm curious what you think, because I was almost wondering if this stuff was actually supposed to be split apart, but because of the pandemic, they were you know what, let's just jam it all together and deliver
that's what
the Giga Direct.
I don't know if that's the case. I think we should get into that later because I have a dark, sinister, maybe business take on this. But I guess what we're gonna do, guys, because I'm still overwhelmed. I don't know about you. If you noticed, I usually do deep dives, and I just streamed it. I streamed my deep dive.
Yeah.
I was going to do a video, but it's just too much stuff. It would have been an hour long, and I don't like doing that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with 2.0.
Okay.
We're gonna go each bit by bit, and we're gonna discuss the New Horizons version, and then we're gonna stop, talk about 2.0, and then we'll go to the DLC.
All right, I just want to ask you, Pat. So how long was Brewster in the direct for? 10 minutes, you said? 10 to 12 minutes?
Zachariah, you said. Listen, okay, everyone in the chat can agree with me here. After the year that we endured with this game, okay?
Yeah.
Who would have predicted, besides you, I guess, that come on.
30 seconds of Brewster.
And I want to say collectively, I'm pretty sure besides the creepy plaza yoga, you and I pretty much predicted everything. The thing is, you're better at predicting when it's going to happen. I'm just guys, Happy Home DLC.
Coming.
I don't know. And you're November 4th.
I just love looking at that data. I love looking at the past, and it really I don't know if you noticed, but I had made predictions in one video, and then I changed my predictions after I saw more because I was hold up. I think the way this is going to go is very different because the last direct, they literally spent 10 seconds on Nook's Cranny, 10 seconds on the museum, and it was the museum actually that gave me huge hope because the museum to me is possibly the best thing Nintendo's ever made. I know that sounds silly, but that museum is so perfect. It looks so beautiful. It's amazing. And they dedicated under 10 seconds to it in the original direct. So that made me think, by the way, love the hashtag TrustSwitchForce in the chat, guys. Thank you so much. Pat, do you want your t-shirt? There's a hashtag TrustSwitchForce t-shirt. We're giving away 4 codes for the DLC, 2 codes for the Nintendo expansion pack, online membership.
You know what the worst part about that is?
What?
Love the logo. Love everything. The fact that it's glow in the dark. So even when I'm sleeping wearing it, I know.
It's there, man. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But it was great.
You know what though?
I was just gonna say, we both you had a video. I saw your tweet of Happy Home, and I about 3-4 weeks ago posted a video with Happy Home and Lottie on the thumbnail, and that I think was. I mean, I know we're starting 2.0, but that was the big oh my god. I thought that after Crops and Brewster, we had a great update. When they showed Brewster and villager or NPCs coming and Crops, I was like, it could end right now and we'd be in good shape. And that was 2 minutes.
My claim to fame in prediction history is the Warp Pipes, Happy Home DLC, and I said a city island. I didn't. It was one of my dreams though.
Well, so trailer park island, but it's
yeah.
I do love that though. I think they did an awesome job. We got to get more specific, but wholesale of incorporating old things and making them feel fresh in a New Horizons specific way. Like a city on New Horizons doesn't make a lot of sense because like how'd they get all the materials there? Why are they on this little island, the huge city? But like this trailer park community, that's a really ingenious way of bringing it together. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through things like one by one because like I can tell everyone has a bunch of opinions.
Right.
Let's start off, and I saw a comment in the chat somewhere. Someone said the most underwhelming part of the Direct. By the way, I just want to put this disclaimer here because Zach and I are both streaming this right now. I want to like let anyone viewing this know Zach and I love the update, but
100%.
we are going to be critical about it. We are going to be like,
you are.
At least I am.
I don't know if I am. I'm still on cloud 9. I slept for an hour and a half on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I literally made it till 7:30 p.m. So
I only have
I crashed.
I only have a couple critiques though.
Okay.
But we'll go over them.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
First of
start
all, Brewster. Let's start with Brewster. Okay. So Brewster's Cafe actually does look a little bit smaller than what I thought. Like they were kind of hyping the right side up, and then, but it doesn't really matter. KK's not in there. That's not a big deal. They have that amiibo, little kiosk or whatever.
A little phone. I love that.
Oh, it's a little phone. Yeah. Okay.
A little like rotary phone.
Do you think so? Because all hail Zach.
Hold on, Pat. Hold on.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay. Address me now, please.
I'm not worthy. Are we going to be able to work here?
I saw a lot of people mentioning that, and I don't know. The fact that they incorporated the job Datamine stuff into HHP makes me think that it's not in the Roost. But I will note that the narrator does say there will be ways to enjoy this update that we have not yet shown. So perhaps, and I'll go back to the last Direct, they showed the museum and they didn't really show what you could do in it. They showed labels and they didn't really show what you could do in it. So there's a chance, but I would predict no.
Yeah, certainly they would have showed that, right?
It seems substantial enough, yeah.
I will say this, though, and this is going to blow people's minds. What we saw in the Direct, that 20 minutes, I feel like that's like 70% of what's out there. I really do.
Really?
I think there's more. I think there's way more.
On more on the 2.0 side or more on the Happy Home side?
I think both. I really think both. I mean,
okay.
Yeah. More items, things like that.
All right. 70%.
Dude, the items. Okay, we'll get to that. I gotta stop.
All right.
So are you satisfied with Brewster?
Yeah, I think Brewster looks great. I think look, people were correct in saying like, oh, the Roost and Brewster aren't going to save the game. Like that was never an off-base statement. It's just that there was always going to be more, and so Brewster is, for what he is, it's a nice addition. I think that area looks very swanky and nice, and I do love the little touch that I liked was that if you call Sable, she could bring Mabel and Label with her.
I like that. Yeah,
I thought that was kind of just it adds more like life-like nature and personality to it.
And then I'm not sure how this works because they didn't really go into it. But Brewster was okay. Zach, if I would have said, "Hey, by the way, Brewster's going to be doing yoga in the trailer," would you believe me? Like,
no, and it's motion control. It's like Wii era gaming back to I
kind of like it.
Ring Fit Adventure sold millions of copies, so I guess they're trying to say hey, get yourself some exercise while you play 1,000 more hours. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are going to actually do that. As silly as it is, they're going to fit that in their daily routine. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
We'll get there, I guess. Overall, Brewster, the working thing is the only downside. Again, we love this update, guys. But that's the only downside. It looks kind of bare. I'm going to go in there. I don't see the information that I think is missing. It will complete it. Does Brewster have any gyroid dialogue?
Yeah, what's his menu? All those different things. And
what will the coffee do?
Can he or you prepare drinks for the guests? I did get a little nervous when there's no gyroids behind him, and I was like, oh, they're not doing gyroids? Were you bothered that they were separated, or do you still think there'll be a close connection?
I think there actually was a gyroid in the background.
Oh, was there? Okay.
in the closet or something. I don't know. I still think there's more to that, but they just had so much to show.
Yeah.
Which looking back, 10, 15 minutes was ridiculous, but like I changed my prediction last minute to like 7 to 10.
Okay.
Because I thought that working was going to be in there. I thought, NPCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Brewster for me, great. I just love seeing him. I can't really complain about like the content part of it. Next up, Zach, and this is the first time I flatlined on live stream. Cap'n, right off. Okay, when you saw Cap'n, for me, that was the moment when I was like, they're bringing everything.
Well, I hadn't been converted yet because of the fact that Cap'n was just like giving you a little tour, but it was as soon as they showed that he goes to special islands that I was like, okay, now this is actually doing things that we've wanted, we've dreamed of, we've thought of. And when I saw the climbable vines, I was like, oh wow, this is not just him taking you to a dopey mystery island. This isn't like, Tarantula Island. This is like Mystic Vine Island. And then I was like, okay, what else do they have in store? And everyone was kind of thinking Cap'n would be like a spring summer thing. And yeah, that kind of just completely flipped the script on like, okay, what is this update actually going to be about? Because they started off very fall centric, right? Brewster and crops. And then they're like, and Cap'n, your summertime sea shanty singing superstar. Yeah. He's here too.
See, Cap'n is my guy.
Yeah.
I like not so much as like you to Brewster, but right. I wanted Cap'n more than Brewster, I'll be honest. And like just seeing the doc there just made too much sense. Can someone in the chat or anyone explain to me, and I love Cap'n, I love the singing, he's so cute. What is his purpose? Like what it really is, is it like, if you kind of think about it, it kind of breaks the game a little bit, honestly. Because you can go to any island for 1,000 Nook Mile tickets. It could be any time of day, any season. So like you could technically collect like pine cones and mushrooms in fall or spring. Like it's the ultimate resource gathering. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that like a lot of people are speculating like will Cap'n's Islands have villagers? If that's the case, then that's a game changer because it's only 1,000 Nook Miles.
Do you think there's a chance that they're limited? Like it's like a 1 per day thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's fun to do. I don't know the scope of the Mystery Islands. They seem to be in line with what we have now.
Right.
It was just a weird inclusion because like if you didn't play the past games, he's normally like mini games. He goes to like Tortimer's Island and but this is like any climate. That was so weird to me. What do you think about that?
I think it's the first thing popped in my head was like, okay, now we're gonna have streamers doing Cap'n hunts. They're gonna be just going on, Cap'n. How many times can they, I wonder how many different types of mystery islands are there? Like 8, 9, 10, something like that. 12.
Something like that.
Yeah. So how many different Cap'n islands are there? It seems like there'll be a lot. I'm curious if they're preset, if they're random, how that all plays in and how that all works. It is a really interesting way to open up. To me, like, I guess I view this as like legal time traveling, right? Because like you could be in a different place or a different time without actually doing the time travel. And Nintendo hates time traveling. So maybe this is their way of being like, now you can do time travel without cheating. It's like a sinless time travel.
It's the only problem I have with it is it kind of like Animal Crossing is run on a clock. Right. All right. So if it's, traditionally, I know there's time travelers, but like if it's 8 a.m. where you live, it's 8 a.m. in your game. And like, this is kind of weird. You can go to like a nighttime winter island. Yeah. And, I'm hoping that there's enough like exclusive vines, bushes, flowers to make it worth it. Cause I feel like this is a feature I hope doesn't get burnt out within a week. I really hope it does. I love it. I think it's so cool how like we can go to different islands and they look interesting. The vines are amazing. That's such a cool inclusion. The permanent ladders and everything.
Yeah. A new tool I thought was just like wild and crazy.
Yeah. But man, Zach, if this came out in the downturn, like the summer, how great would that have been? We could all been going like Cap'n hunts and stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess like, and I'd love to know from both of our chats, like if you had the option to get this stuff spread across the last 18 months or to get it all right now, which would you pick? Let's do 1 for all right now and 2 for spread. Because like honestly, Cap'n could have anchored his own update. Brewster could have anchored his own update. Harv's Island, which you love Harv, so I got to bow down to you for like the opening Harv's Island. Yeah, so Harv's Island could definitely be its own update. I wonder how this game and community would have done if all those things were kind of doled out. Those updates where we were like, really, it's just seasonal events? Really, it's just items? It makes more impact as one giant thing, but I wonder what it would have done if it would have been released segmented over the last 18. It seems like it's overwhelmingly... Well, now it's kind of equally now. I don't know about your chat, but mine seems to be pretty even now. Half all at once, half spread apart.
Yeah, I put a poll in the chat. Okay. We'll see. We'll check on it in a couple of minutes.
What a genius you are. I don't think I do have those now. Heck yes. Welcome to Zach figuring out features he didn't know he had.
First time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I made it. What was it for you? What did you say? What did you want them all spread out, or?
I think I'm like a big fan of underdog stories. I'm a big fan of like shining moments. So like this to me was just, it is a story that you will remember forever. And I love that. Like, honestly, I think everyone here, everyone watching, you, me, the works, we will remember Friday, October 15th as like the day that Animal Crossing went crazy and Nintendo did the unthinkable. And like, as much as it would have been nice to spread out, this to me is just, it's perfect. It's like another release of the game. And I think that is just, the excitement level could not have been this high any other way.
I agree. I don't know if it was like a panic thing or it was just like, hey, we're not really on schedule. Let's all save it. The other thing that I was going to say in the beginning was this sort of a tactic to like, I don't know, to make the DLC price kind of like a softer blow? Like, hey guys, we're giving you these presents. We have more for 25, but like, look at what you got. I don't know. I just don't know.
Because my theory would be that this was supposed to be spread across the last 18 months, and then Happy Home Paradise was going to be announced at E3, like beyond the content. So like, Captain was in the game, all Tortimer, Brewster in the game, and then they were like, oh, you want more Animal Crossing? Well, we have this expansion. Just because that's kind of how a lot of other games seem to go. Splatoon 2 did like a lot of free content and then launched the Octo expansion. We'll never know, but I can't see a world where their intention was to like launch this all at once. Like, hey, let's atomic bomb the fan base all at once, all in a row after, we had huge gaps of nothing. And I don't think they absolutely planned that. There's just no way you would structure your game to be like big content, no content, huge content. Like that's not a marketing plan. So I feel like it absolutely had to be pandemic related in at least some way.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think this was their way of like sneaking the paid in there. I think it just happened to all be at once.
And if you look at all these updates, I mean, I feel like if you did them month by month, they're pretty substantial. I feel like people, with all of the, I kind of think it would be really cool to like, okay, when was the last update we got? Like April? I think it was like April. So like May. Hey guys, Harv's Island expanded and Sahara is the first one on there. And then you see like these other ones and you're like, wait, who are they?
Surely, yeah.
Next month, cool. Kicks come. Like that would have been cool. And then Brewster would have been his own. Cap'n would have been his own. For me though, I think all at once, like you were saying, has more of an impact. I feel like you bring people back that doubted this game. And I don't think Nintendo intended this, but I do think it does drive sales. It definitely drives
coming November 5th, 2.5, 3 weeks before Black Friday, 40 million copies isn't enough for them. I think this thing could jump, maybe to 50 million. Now, you're going to see a lot of people that buy a new Switch or buy the OLED or get in on this because I feel like Animal Crossing is going to have a massive resurgence on social media. And yeah, my like deep dark conspiracy theory is that the team was working from home and they weren't able to get all the pieces together. They were working on them kind of piecemeal individually, and then we're like, instead of doing this shoddy, we can't get it together, instead of rushing, let's just delay it and launch it all at once.
Yeah, I like that. And then here's the other thing though. Okay, now we're talking about like pacing of the thing. What would have happened if Nintendo said, hey guys, we have 12 minutes of Animal Crossing goodness. And then that was the only thing we got this year. And then next year, to kick it off again, you start with a paid thing.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have gone over?
I mean, That was
a lot of content.
Yeah, that's one thing I thought about just in terms of the longevity of the game. You know, would spacing this out have been better for us, for them? I don't want to get too speculative. Like, you know, with my Nintendo news and my Good Morning Mario, there's a lot of rumors about a new Switch, maybe even a successor Switch coming late next year, early 2023. Maybe they want to kind of wrap this game up quicker than we expected. I'm not really sure, but yeah, you'd think if they had this option to give us 2.0 now and then Happy Home later, they would, but it does kind of seem like things tie together. Like in the way that, you know, the archipelago stuff can come back to the island. Maybe it's just all, like maybe they couldn't decide how to split stuff or what to do. I don't know. And then they work it in with the Nintendo Switch expansion pack. So that is why I think that this was always intended to come out now, the expansion pack, or Happy Home Paradise with the expansion pack. Like, to me, that's something that they would have marketed, planned months and months ago. And it just so happened that 2.0 had to coincide with this. And they were like, okay, let's just do it all together. Because to me, there's no way that they last second added Happy Home to the expansion, the online expansion pack. I think that was preset. And then this just happened to...
Yeah.
And the reverse, sorry, I'm so sorry, but the reverse was impossible. If they had come out with this direct and said $25 for Happy Home Paradise and then 2.0 like next year, like that's not, they can't do that. That would have,
no, it would have to be the other way around.
It would have to be the other way around. And if they already had it set with this N64 online stuff, then I think that's why it had to be that way.
Which we'll get to that later. Well, we're going to get to all the pricing structures because there's still a lot of confusion around there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what we just talked about doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. They chose to go this way. And honestly, you know what? It was an amazing day, Zach.
It was beyond...
Dude, Twitter was flooded. Reactions, like people just genuinely happy. Because with Nintendo, they do a lot of questionable things, but we always know that Nintendo is listening. And for anyone that says that Nintendo is not listening, there's no way. They made a point to show the froggy chair, which is a meme. Let's get it. It's not a significant item, but it's a meme item.
Right.
And then they literally put the poll out on their community page with froggy chair. Like, guys, they know, all right? They are as you know, ingrained in this community as Zach and I are, or any of you guys out there. Like, so that's great. That's great to see. The little thing we're jumping around now. Okay, let's get to Harv's Island, Zach.
This to me is this is the core of 2.0. Brewster is not the core. This to me is the core. It has the most, it's the most diverse content. It's the biggest surprise. And I think it has the potential to be the coolest. It also, to me, is the most involved part of the game because you are going to go and it's unclear like what order, if you can choose the order of how you acquire them, if there's a preset order of how that's going to work. But it feels almost like a mini quest again, like how when we acquired Red, you had to, you know, he was walking around on your island, then you had to do this for him and do that for him. So this to me feels like it's now going to be like the next piece of sort of the campaign puzzle is building out Harv and Harriet's new backlot gypsy paradise.
So good. I think this is like best case scenario. I'm interested to see what the draw is going to be besides convenience, because like will Kicks have exclusive Harv shoes? Like they're still going to come to our island because in the trailer we still saw Leaf in our plaza selling veggies and things like that, so they are still going to travel.
Right.
What's the incentive to go there? And that's really this is what I'm talking about. We know like the base of what's happening.
Right.
We know nothing about details. So like, is Sahara going to have brand new rugs? Is and the real reason why I'm saying that is because Harriet is there giving us exclusive hairstyles. Right. So like there seems to be a hint at exclusivity, and like will Leaf have, you know, special plants and things there? Like that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what each character does specifically, how they are acquired, and is it anything different you know, in comparison to what they do in the plaza itself, and is the schedule affected? Like, so can Kicks be in the plaza and on Harv's Island simultaneously?
Oh yeah, so I think it would be really cute is if Leaf is in your plaza, and then when you go to Harv's Island, it's like be back soon, or like there's like he's not there. I hope there's some connection that way, not just like appeared.
Do you think for the plaza NPCs they will have different functionality, or do you think it'll be identical functionality?
That's the thing. Like, I noticed that when I was watching the trailer, Leaf has an update now. Like, Leaf has the veggie sign now. So it seems like the NPCs, for the most part, all got updates. I'll be bold and say I saw new art. Some of the screenshots, I saw new mermaid furniture. So that's a Pascal update, I'm assuming. Wow. There was like a mermaid music player. I think everyone got an update. And Zach, this is like dream right here. Like some of my dreams were Happy Home, City Island, NPC updates, and it all it all happened and more. So
this is one that will take a long time to recover from. It's just that wild. The RVs I thought was a great callback to New Leaf. Do you think you can go in those RVs?
I don't think so.
So Red is just gonna have his art outside, like a little stand.
It seems. I mean, maybe we can go in them.
Or
because in New Leaf, when there was a campground there, you could go in their RVs and order furniture that they had displayed in the RVs. Like you could look at the catalog and be like, oh, I want this. That would be cool. That would be a whole nother level. So
yeah, because maybe Cyrus and Reese have different functionality than they did in Wedding Season. So
people are saying the doors are blocked. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how they handle it all, because Red typically has a pretty large display to show off his different pieces of art. I don't know if there's that much room. Do you think? Let's just get it on record right now. Do you think there's an option for any other? Like, is there another NPC that we didn't see shown? Like, could Gracie Grace be another Harv's Island visitor, or do you think they showed all the visitors?
I think they showed all of them.
Okay.
It seems to be like a perfect half circle with Harriet in the middle. They would have to open up another part of his island, I guess.
Right.
Real quick, Carolyn, thank you so much, says, when they mentioned the crops and said, and more, I'm trying to figure out what other crops they have. Any thoughts? That's true, because like peppers, good eye there, Zach. That's a new crop. I want corn more than you could know. All right.
I've seen a lot of people talk about all the sweets, all like the baked goods, that there's got to be, like, you can't make much with just sugarcane. Like there's probably you can't combine tomatoes and sugarcane and get cake. So there's got to be like, I don't even know what because flour is not a crop. So I don't know like eggs or something. I can't really grow eggs. I don't know what you're going to use to make all these pastries.
Again, I don't know. I think there's way more. I think they're like, here guys, here's like the base. Here's some of our ideas. And then on the 5th, good luck. Play for 16 hours straight. Like, how does one even stream the 2.0 update? Like, you got to go through everything.
Never stop. That's the way.
I think since we're on this prediction train, I'm going to say 2 more.
Crops?
2 more new crops we haven't seen.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 total, so peppers and then 2 more. I guess it's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so any other thoughts on the Harv thing? I think it's super cute. Like you said, I'm excited for some of this because Brewster...
Everyone's telling me that flour comes from wheat. Thank you, guys. Don't do a lot of cooking. I'm not the chef of the show, okay?
It seems to me like it's set up nice for like mini quests. So like... Is Brewster going to randomly appear there, or is he going to come in the plaza and be like, hey, man, like, I need something? Or, like, his blather's going to come. Like, I think that would be cute. But
yeah, that area is just fantastic. It gives purpose to Harv's Island. It gives purpose to travel. The Dodo Airlines is one of the coolest elements that helps define New Horizons, and now I feel like that got such a big boost because now you're effectively flying to a mini city island, which is... It's for all the times we said we wish they did more, it's truly incredible how aspects of the game grew and expanded yesterday in ways that we never thought they would. And whatever their initial plan was, like, it really is 2.0. It's not just a number turnover. It is 2.0 as a 2.0 should be. And it is, it's crazy.
Real quick, Malcolm says, what happens to Reese and Cyrus during wedding day? See, that's the thing. There's a lot of... Does that event go away? Do they just like disappear for a little bit? They'll figure it out. I think they'll figure it out. And then I'll end this poll here. 60% say they would rather have it all at once. So Nintendo, good on you. So Tortimer is back, and he's more of like a novelty. So I guess what you can do is you can like go on a shopping spree on Harv's Island, send it all back to your thing. So to you anyway, does that rule out multiplayer in the future?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. He's an old guy, man. He's got to retire. He can't.
I just think if this is their last major update, I think, multiplayer is major. I think that would have been a big. I don't think multiplayer is something that just like magically is withheld from this direct. I think, you've said it a lot. This game has become very design-centric. The community is very design-centric. This Animal Crossing is a lot more about that than it is about hanging out. And it feels like that is what they emphasized and doubled down on design and creativity. And, you can still travel and visit islands, but you're not going to be doing a lot of mini games. I'm very interested just in how all of that works out, the whole Harvest Island thing. And you were saying, do Cyrus and Reese disappear and then you lose that functionality for the month of June? Like, that just seems...
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The other character, Zachariah. We got the girl. We got Katrina in there.
It's not really clear what all she has in store either.
Exactly.
Just for
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot not shown. Does she have items? Does she... I mean, she usually gives you a fortune, and there was usually a quest that went with it. Like, you would have to, bring an item or whatever.
Right.
That could be a bigger thing that we don't know of. Like, there's so many question marks here, but it's nice to see the NPCs. It is a design game, but it's also Animal Crossing branded. So, like, you got to have the characters in there. Yeah, people are saying, where's Digby? We'll get to that. I think we might see him. I think we might actually end up seeing him. There's like a certain staircase. I'll just say that. Katrina, were you hyped about that? I mean, it's still a mystery, but
at that point I was just like, I mean, it was just another feather in the cap. Like, each character didn't seem to have like as much impact just because it was just like Hitch. Like, again, in any other trailer, Tortimer or Katrina are like the massive big reveal, and in this it was just like, oh wait, we have a plaza with Harriet and Cyrus and Reese and Tortimer, and like it was just insane. Yeah. I'm curious what she does though. I feel like of all the characters shown, her service per se is the least clear.
Let's see. Next up, we had the yoga.
Your favorite part?
This was cute. We touched on this already. This is actually a callback, and I didn't even know this. I didn't really play the first game too much. This was a callback to the first game where you can do like yoga in the plaza with your villagers and stuff. Okay. They did the motion control thing, and I think it's, very
Nintendo.
Put a 1 in the chat. How about you guys put a 1 in the chat if you also own Ring Fit or like fitness boxing or something. I feel like it appeases. Do you use it? Do you do it? Okay.
I do have it.
Yeah, I still don't have it. I think it's cute. I think, I loved seeing Brewster there. Wow, lots of ones.
Wow. Okay.
I'm wondering if it's like a random NPC a day. That would be super cute to like have.
Oh, you pick. Yeah.
Yeah, Kicks in there. Because, like randomly, Brewster was in there. I thought that was cool. Any thoughts on that? I mean, that's kind of...
it was like the silliest part. It was the most like, okay, like Nintendo part. It just has, it seems like there's so many things that I forgot about, and I had to like rewatch and be like, oh yeah, they had this. And like at one point I was going through and I forgot about Cap'n just because there'd been so much else. And it's like, that was just shown for such a short amount of time. I was like, oh my gosh. The YouTube brain in me is like, that's a video, and that's a video, and that's a video, and that's a video. Yeah. And they did us right. I want to give a quick shout out to David and Amy for their donations. Thank you so much. Amy still thinks Brewster is going to have you delivering coffee to villagers, and we do have that second piece of the sign, that we both of us zoomed in on, whatever the heck that is, with like the house or whatever it is. That might be something else.
I think so too. I think there's a lot. I love the yoga. I think it's super cute. Next thing, which this was not really a dream thing, but the ordinances. Who's hyped about that? So we have, let's see, 4, or I have it pulled up here. We have the Beautiful Island Ordinance, right, which none of you should be doing because weeds are a vital part of this game.
Now, especially now that they glow.
Exactly. Why are you going to do that? We have Early Bird Ordinance, which your villagers come out. If you play this game more so in the morning, and this is more so for like people who don't time travel.
Yeah.
Your villagers will interact more in the morning. Your Nook's Cranny will be, open earlier, Able Sisters, whatever. And then on the flip side of that, we have Night Owl Ordinance and then Bell Boom Ordinance, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, things cost more, but things are also worth more. I think that's how that works. What do you think about the ordinance? Kind of cool, you know?
It seemed like they brought a lot of features from a plethora of Animal Crossing games. This kind of becomes the all Animal Crossing game now, right? So like they're taking things. There's even items that originated in earlier Animal Crossings and Pocket Camp and things of that sort that have now been brought over. So I just love it from the standpoint that they brought in favorite features, or at least, you know, important features from so many different games. And I probably won't use the ordinances all that much, but I can see it being a useful tool for people that, like you said, have specific times that they play or want to achieve sort of specific scenarios within their island.
Yeah. Next thing was, and I thought this was really cool. They did an upgrade to, I don't even know what it's called, like construction or something. So you could change the exterior of your house to really four different things. And again, I'm assuming that there's going to be more roof options, more siding options, more doors, things like that.
Yeah.
So you could do a log cabin. You could have your home look like a villager home, which I think is super cute. And then the next one is like a, you know, Zen style, Japanese style house. Right. So what do you think about that? More customization.
Very cool. I had kind of predicted that maybe they would allow you to change the exteriors of this, like the buildings. That didn't come, but this is the next best thing. There's a bunch of different tabs when you're adjusting, like for like roof and shape and all these things. So I'm curious to see how deep that goes. But again, it just doubles down on creativity and expanding. Now, you know, your island will hopefully look even more distinct from others because you get to pick what the houses look like.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm pretty sure that, like, does that automatically unlock, or is that something like once you upgrade your house all the way? Like, so can I make a little cabin? Because that would be adorable. I don't know. Super excited about that. Next thing, which I think this has to do with just the amount of items that were in this update and the DLC. Max storage is 5,000 items, Zach.
Big increase.
Yeah.
You think those
are
just purchasable? Not gonna. There's no house upgrades. Just gonna be like you buy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to buy that. 5,000. As soon as they showed that, I was like, yeah, the items that we're gonna get are just like gonna get.
Must be going up. Yeah.
Emmy, thank you so much. Can we talk about the villagers that they brought back from the OG Japanese game? The possibilities to bring back more. I know that some of us want more and more and more. This might be it. I think this is it as far as new villagers. I mean, you come out with an amiibo set. You're not going to come out with another amiibo set.
That was to me the only eyebrow raising moment of the direct, was that the card set's 48. That just is such a strange number.
Yeah.
And you know, back when we initially talked about this, when I had found like the 100 slots or 102 slots, I don't know what the other 52 or 54 are being used for, but that's just a strange number. It's interesting that 8 is their favorite. There were 8 new villagers for New Horizons. Now there's 8 more new villagers and 8 returning villagers. So they clearly love that number.
Yeah.
But I think that is it. I think this will be, until the next game, this is your official villager list. The only ones that I could see being added, it's very interesting that the Zelda villagers are not here and the Splatoon villagers are not here. We can talk about no more major updates, but I think a Zelda pack edition is not a major update, and I think that could still be something that arrives next year.
I think so. I would be shocked if we didn't get a Splatoon crossover. I mean, they're the same team, and this is going to be a marketable game again. So, like, hype up your other games, because Splatoon is nowhere near the level Animal Crossing is in terms of sales. It's a big game, but
not anymore.
Someone asked me in the chat if we thought 5,000 was enough. I think so. It's kind of odd that they didn't just say, like, put as many as you want. I don't know. 5,000 is plenty. It's crazy amount. Let's see. Going down the line. Okay, let's talk about it. We talked a little bit about it. Crops.
Yeah.
Crops, I think, are huge. And I noticed, like, in the trailer, I was looking at it more. There's 3 stages of each of the crops. So, like, you know how you can water them and get more? So you have, like, the 1, 2, and 3 stages. So I love the wheat, the potatoes. I think farming is going to be a big design trend coming up. And, of course, that introduced cooking, which I like it. It's great.
Chef
listen. No. Oh, I love it. All the dishes look amazing. It's just more for, like, a design thing. I kind of wish that there was more, like, to do with it. It's like, okay, I made this soup. Let's place it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it ends up just being the same as every other piece of, fruit or food or whatever. To me, it was very interesting that it came back from the Datamine where we thought maybe it was just Franklin and Thanksgiving related. One thing to note here is that, like, in the future, anything that is ever Datamine in a future game is 100% coming to be true. Like, anything we ever find in a Datamine is going to be in the game because that's what happened. But yeah, I wish the cooking was a little more involved. Like, they kind of made it even awkward. And they're like, and you can set them out on your table.
Yeah.
It's effectively just DIYs of dishes, right? Like, that's...
I love it, though. I can't wait to collect them all, make them all. Like,
it seems like going to be another... quite a bunch.
Yeah. And honestly, it's more involved than, like, catching bugs, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can make, like, statues with them. But, like, yeah, you're getting ingredients. You literally have to farm to make these things. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I love it. And then Brittany said, video idea, recreate Animal Crossing desserts IRL. Zach, got that second channel now. Anything's possible.
There you go. Yeah, you can get it done, man.
Yeah, I love the cooking. It just seems a little bit like, what now? Once I, like, grow the potatoes, grow the peppers, put it all together, and then I have something that I could place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it though. Guys, again, we love this up. We're being we got to be critical. We got to, like, give our opinions here. It's all great. Fantastic. Crops are cool. Love that. Just the amount of items, soup, baskets, little jars that they're showing. Like, there's so many items with that. Next up, we have the ceiling furniture. How do you think about that?
Another Datamine delicacy, right? It comes in from the Datamine. I think it's really cool. Going through the items, some of the ceiling fixtures I think are some of the best items that they have put in the game. There's just so many really, like, elegant and modern and abstract, unique ceiling fixtures and light fixtures. It really is just helping again, your creativity is unleashed and you can kind of take it in any direction you want. It's another dimension, quite literally. The fourth wall has been opened up, or sixth wall or whatever. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's going to make the interior game is just going to go through the roof. And, like, especially with Happy Home, which we'll touch on in a bit, the fact that not only can you put these lights up, but you can change the tone of them. You can change the brightness of them. Like, man, they went all out. And I feel like the lighting in this game is really good anyway. Let's see. Oh God, Zach, fencing. We got fencing. We got 9 different types.
At risk of being a heathen, I don't really get the hype with the fencing, but I'm glad that we got a bunch of fencing.
Zachariah, because you got a freaking water park. You need. What's your next island theme? Announce it to the world, man.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
You had to have got inspired with some of these items. Like, I'm doing a desert.
So
Vegas
much of it
theme.
is interior, like.
Yeah. I like the fencing. I think fencing is huge. I've seen a big reception to it. I know a lot of people
really wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah. What has you more hyped? New fences or customizing them?
Zach's like, I don't like fences. I don't care about fences. I mean, I like the pillars and the walls on the inside.
Yeah.
I'll be a fan of that.
I like the pillars. I like the half walls, things like that. I think I'm more hyped for more fences, but I'm I'm curious what the customizations are going to be because, like, okay, the wooden fences, the corral fencing, like, we all know the wood, color variants,
right,
based on other items. But, like, I'm more so interested, what is the stone fence variant? Is it, like, mossy? Is it different colored stones? Like, that's going to be cool. Zach does not care at all about fences. I'm your fence guy. Everyone, I'm your fence guy. Hedges. Are they going to be flowers now? Are they going to be, like, dead, wilted? I'm super excited about that.
I'm waiting with bated breath, setting that alarm so I can see the fence customization.
The only thing that sucks, though, is that to do this, you have to take all your fences down. In my second island, it's covered in fencing. So, man, that's going to be a chore.
Hey, this is John Nintendo here, and I'm just letting you know, or this is Doug Bowser here, just letting you know that we just released a new Nintendo Switch OLED. Why worry about destroying your current island? Just get a brand new island. It's the perfect time to start fresh with all the new items and fences and furniture sets.
All right, Dougie boy, you just want us back, all right? Calm down a little bit. Zach, my OLED still hasn't come yet.
Really?
Yeah. Walmart emailed me today and said the 17th, my good sir. So I don't know. I'll wait till then.
Coming up tomorrow.
What's that?
Tomorrow.
Oh, wow. It is tomorrow. Holy crap. I'm in like a time warp right now. The 17th is tomorrow. I can't wait for that.
Perfect.
Next up, the most mind-boggling. Well, no. The second most mind-boggling update. First person.
Camera
First person Animal Crossing. What the heck? Why? But I love it. But what is this? What are your thoughts on that?
Photo modes are a thing. Photo modes are beloved in every freaking game in 2020 and 2021. So this is Animal Crossing doing just that. I think it's also a way to try to increase the feeling that you're really there. People have wanted more interaction with the villagers. There's no real, you can't like, I can't pick up Maple and toss her into the air. I can't go and, create a secret handshake with Bud, but I can zoom in on their nose or see if, they've got a zit. I don't know. I'm sure there are people that make a lot of really cool photos, and now that you can, maybe this is their response to the Instagram scene, right? Like they've done so much with that, and now you just have even more different angles and zoom that you can achieve.
Yeah, Instagram's gonna go crazy. Zach, this will just be, even more reason to me to puke everywhere. Do I have to really see truffles that close up, man? I don't want to do that.
Man.
I don't want to do that. It's gonna be a jump scare.
If you're someone's gonna make you a montage of like just truffles up close everywhere. That's what you need. Your birthday's coming up, so
Yeah,
all your fans out there, just letting you know.
If I'm in first person mode and Al walks by me, that's a jump scare. That's a big old jump scare. I don't want to see that.
To be clear, you can't play the game in first person, but
you can walk around.
Can you?
Yeah, they were walking up to Judy.
Wait. So I can activate the camera and go do everything?
You can't do everything. It's sort of like a.
You can walk within like
walk.
Okay.
You can't like catch bugs and things like that. Oh my God, guys! Imagine running away from a spider or something. Holy crap. That would be pretty scary. Okay, let's see what's up next. Oh yeah, they had the selfie mode. Next, quality of life updates. I thought was already a thing. But you can take Sable's patterns and wear them and put them on walls.
I didn't know that wasn't a thing.
I thought that was a thing. More hairstyles.
Yeah, these are the inclusivity. Remember that was like a big deal, and they've already brought some in, and now they're bringing even more. So that's really, really nice to see. Again, like we said, like almost every little feature just got a bump in some way or another. I was happy to see all the different new Nook Miles like purchasable things. That kind of led us into the new tool. I was really eager to see what the tool was. I mean, I'm not sure that placeable ladder is a tool per se, but it's a freaking sweet addition, and it's a game changer for races and obstacle courses and things of that sort.
And if you notice, there's like vines, there's wooden ladders, there's jungle ladders. So there's going to be a whole set of those. I think I even saw like metal ladders that I think it's cool. What else did we get? Oh yeah, the new reactions, which, we talk about extra content. I think they said 11 or 12.
11 new ones. Yep.
11 new ones. And we saw 4 of them. They all weren't even on the wheel either. So that's cool. I love that.
Whatever you're a fan of, you got a boost. Even if you're a fan of getting tips, you want to go to your Nook phone and get some tips. I don't really know how that works or who that helps, but hey, new app.
The next thing, to me anyway, is the biggest head scratcher in this whole direct. I cannot believe that they even bothered with this. I mean, you know what? I guess that there's a lot of new players picking up the game all the time. The Island Life 101. Zach, when you saw that, I guess it's good for new players.
This is the tips thing that I'm talking about, right? This is like
so weird.
Yeah,
that's so weird. And plus, I feel like this game had a good tutorial mode anyway.
Yeah,
the crafting was well explained.
Maybe this is just a response to how much content is here, and so don't worry if you think this looks overwhelming and you're new to the game, because I don't know. I mean, I think it's totally fine, but I could see if you were new and you see all these designs and now you see this trailer, like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, if you've never played video games before, you're like, what?
You're like, am I excited for this?
Yeah, and so it should provide some assistance. I mean, they're making the game easier right now. Storage is everywhere. My messy pockets is now a viable strategy. You can take the storage with you. My forgetfulness is now a strategy. You can take the ABD with you. Those are great additions.
The next thing, geez, they listen, Zach. Finally, after a year, new Nook point items, Nook Mile items,
and some good ones.
Great ones. Plaza. That's a whole nother thing we'll talk about in a sec. New fountains, windmills, volleyball nets, boats, everything. I mean, it's crazy. Now there are some items, and I don't think this is the case, but I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts about this. A lot of the items start with the phrase plaza.
Yeah.
So plaza balloon wagon, plaza arch. Does that necessarily mean that we could put it in the plaza? A lot of people are saying that.
I think it is. To me, because here's what I was thinking. The Plaza Balloon Wagon and the Plaza Game Stand remind me a lot of fireworks show stands that Red brings to the plaza. And so to me, that's where I kind of thought that could be added there. Also, it's very weird to call them a plaza set when they don't appear in the plaza. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, I think you're going to get some plaza customization, which is one of those hidden features that they said they haven't shown.
I don't know. I'm going to go the other way.
Okay.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can.
You think they're
just because so much of the game is programmed on daily events and things like that, where it would get to a point where the items wouldn't matter. The items wouldn't matter because they would have to disappear. You know, what's going to happen to my Plaza Balloon Wagon when KK shows up?
Okay. Yeah, that's viable.
I don't know.
Unless there's just only some set places they can pop. I mean, that kind of goes against what the game normally. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's for a plaza that you make. Your own plaza, your second plaza.
Someone said Harv's Plaza. I don't know. Okay. Is that even a plaza? Brittany said, I think we can, because we already have a teacup ride, and now we're getting Plaza Teacup Ride. I don't know. Might just be an item set name. Yeah. I don't really know about that. Zach touched upon this. We have the storage cabinet where we can send items back. That's fantastic. We have the ATM, which is fantastic. I mean, this is just great stuff. Speaking of the plaza, new KK songs
like Polka.
There's a J-pop one. There's it's pretty cool. I think there's a dozen of those, or 11 or 12 of those. I thought that was cool. The music box, which got a weird amount of airtime. That was kind of weird.
People love the music box, man.
Yeah, that little wooden music box. The next one, let's see. Oh, here we go. We haven't even. Yeah, gyroids. Gyroids. I gotta say, looking at the limited amount of gyroids that were in screenshots in the trailer, I love this.
Yeah, they're very cute. They're very unique and eccentric. And again, this shows their oopsie they did in the original strategy guide where it said digging up gyroids. Do you like the fact that it gives another purpose to those holes? Since basically once your fossils are done and you have enough bells, I like that it sort of reintroduces that mechanic that probably was put on, snooze for just about everybody.
I like it. I like them. I like the way they look. I like the way that they function. I like that you can customize them. It's different from other games too. The only thing that I think is interesting, not that I don't like, but we have the gyroid fragments. Okay. So I guess you can dig up fragments and then you water them. You can bury them and water them. My only problem with that is once you water the hole, it steams up a bit, but it still looks like a normal hole. So I feel like a lot of people are going to keep digging those up thinking that there's something unless you put them somewhere. But I guess you have to just water your gyroid and then you get it. But I absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic.
The stylistic choice they made with those is amazing. We touched on the placeable ladders, so I want to go to what I feel is the weirdest inclusion in the whole update. narrow space shuffling. How is it like this is such a weird one to me?
Wait, is this a big thing? Like, was this a big like problem? I thought this was in here, but then again, I'm not a big interior guy. And that's the cool thing. When I was watching this, I was like, guys, what do you want to be in Animal Crossing? Do you want to be a farmer? Do you want to be an interior designer? Do you want to be exterior design? There's so many different things. And I don't pay a lot of attention to interior stuff. So I'm super excited about this. The shimmy's back. It's good. Shimmy's good.
I wondered if this was going to cause problems for, like Crunchy Island type races. Can this be used outside? Are you going to have a much easier time sliding past objects that previously could have been kind of set as, barriers or obstacles?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be an outdoor thing. I don't know if it's just indoor.
Only shimmying inside. You better not bring that outside, Pat. Do not do those moves when anyone else can see you, please. Goodness gracious.
I love it. Also, sneaky thing, not a lot of people are talking about. Nook's Cranny did get an upgrade in one way, and that's just new items are now going to be available to purchase.
Right.
That's really cool. I mean, seeing these weird items in your Nooks is just another reason to go visit your Nooks. And judging by the amount of items, obviously the DLC not included, but there's a real incentive to go in your Nooks and see like weird machines and chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
I love this. What do you think about the new items?
There are a lot of them. There are a
ton
of them. Actually, a little sneak peek. Later tonight, I have a video with nearly 300 of them. That's a long video, but you can see them one by one. We go through them. I've been collecting them, and that's going up later tonight, so I'd love for you guys to come back and check that out. But I'm really impressed with the different sets. I feel like you have always said like this thing about like, why don't they just add 5 new items a month or 20, like what, whatever number of items per month. Well, they did it. They just combined all 18 months into one, and now they
said, okay.
To me, the greatest thing about this is there's an opportunity, I think, to make an island that only utilizes brand new items. And therefore, new players or new islands have a chance to look 100% different from already existing islands. And that is much, much, much cooler to me than just 5 at a time, because now you have like, you could go make maybe my island theme will be all new items. Like that's just like I have to only use like what's in the new items. Like that can really make a really fun island.
Yeah. So I've seen this comment before, but someone says, "Do you think the amazing machine has any significance?" I don't think so.
Probably not.
That's one thing about this game, and like I don't really care. I'm not looking to like play an actual game of volleyball. I just want to like design a volleyball thing.
Right.
These items there's a lot of them. I don't think they have functions at all. I don't think, we're going to be able to do something with the machine, but I did see that. So that's cool. I really like that. We talked about the ladder setup.
Yeah.
Another quality of life thing. You don't have to, it's one less thing you have to carry. Some people just have 1 or 2 parts of their island where they're like, damn, I need my ladder. So this is kind of cool. I like this. And with the vines too, you don't have to have a ladder. So I love that.
The next part is again, one that is not explained well at all. Invitations to residents' homes and residents coming to your home, they don't really go through like, I would have imagined this would have been done through a character. Like this would have been a request made of Isabel or, something like, oh, can you send whoever over? Do you think this is just like, oh, go talk to them and there's a new menu option? Do you think it's a friendship level perk that you get? How do you think this goes down?
I think this is going to be a random event,
okay.
similar to, when they do like the, the scavenger hunt or whatever. Alicia, thank you so much, by the way. Yeah, like a random event. I don't know how frequent it's going to be. I feel like because it's a new thing, they might program it to be like pretty frequent. But Zach, if I'm in my house and Truffle shows up,
game over. You got to shut that thing off. Stream's
legally
done.
I can defend myself. That's all. Like, so that's an intruder.
Do you think it's when you talk to them, or you think like you're in your house and the game just cuts to black and then in walks a villager?
I'm gonna say something that it's not been confirmed. I'm just like putting things together.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to be at a certain friendship level. Yeah. I think you got to be like picture friends with someone. Like when they give you I think that's how it's gonna work out, because it wouldn't really make sense for a brand new villager to move to your island and be like, hey, Pat, I like your living room. Like, no, I don't. I think it's going to be like...
I mean, those villagers can cozy up now. We've seen 2 people in one house, so...
That's true.
My favorite meme of the whole day is that like Marina and what's Ribot made Cephalobot.
Say why? Did you think about that at all before you?
I love that. I love that meme because he's a little robo octopus, and there's other robot villagers and obviously other octopus villagers, and now they can hang out in the same house. So clearly there's more that goes on when the game is off than we'd like to imagine.
I want to apologize to everyone out there. No, possibly, I don't know. That would be cute.
The next moment was like also a huge moment because this is where Sasha showed up and well, he's not Champagne anymore. Fret, I think is his name now.
Oh, the new villagers.
Yeah, and so that was like, uh-oh. Also, they show that the 2.0 screen at 11:50, 12 minutes exactly. And this also freaked me out because I was like, what is the next 10 minutes?
Did they forget?
What's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening for 10? They literally just jam-packed a millennium of content into 12 minutes. What the heck is the next 10 going to be about?
I got to say, and I don't know, people in the chat, both chats, put your favorite moment in the chat. Zach, for me, this was it. Happy Home was my ultimate. I've been on record, Zach. I've been saying, Pat, what's your dream thing? Happy Home. I want Happy Home. It just works so perfectly because this game is all about design. It's all about design, and like interior appeases this crowd way more. The same people that play this game play Sims, most likely, and maybe a third of them or something. Happy Home makes so much sense. The fact that it's paid, like, I don't even care. The amount is just, the amount of content that they show just justifies it.
There's 40 million players. It's probably going to balloon to 50. If even a fourth pick this up, 10 million players at $25, that's $250 million instantly for Nintendo. Quick question, and thanks for the donation, Caroline. She wants to know if you have to have amiibo cards to play the DLC, or do you invite villagers from your own island? Will the game automatically inject villagers if you don't have a single amiibo card? And I think the answer is yes. There are 42 slots or whatever, or 48 slots, I think, on the island. So if you don't have 48 amiibo cards, dude, it's 100. You can have one. I said this last night in my video. You can have 106 villagers on your island. 106.
How messed up would that be? How messed up would that be? You download this thing and they're like, "Wait, where's the amiibos, man?" Like, pick up. No, yeah, they're on the beach, I think.
Yeah, they'll kind of just auto-populate.
Yeah. So I just want to put this into perspective. When Happy Home Academy came out on the 3DS, it was $40.
Yeah.
This is a $25 expansion and has way more content, looks like, and it syncs up with the game that by the way, you spent like 1,000 hours on.
Right.
So this is a win-win-win for me. I just want to stop here, and I'll let Zach do it because Zach's better with words. Can you just go over all of the ways that you can acquire this, pricing structures, everything?
Okay. So this is really messy, and honestly, I'm surprised Nintendo introduced it in this way. I would have much rather seen them do a separate video for Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack and then like mention it there. It is a $25 expansion that you can pick up on the eShop. There will be no physical version. It's something that you'll need to purchase via Nintendo's store. You also can get it as part of Nintendo's new tier for their online service, which is $50 a year. Their normal online service is $20. 20 plus 25 is 45. Therefore, the upgraded tier becomes $5 if you're a fan of Animal Crossing. So for $5 extra, if you want, you can have N64 games and Sega Genesis games and Happy Home Paradise. The kicker is it will expire. As soon as your year is up, you lose access to Happy Home Paradise. And Nintendo confirmed this last night that Happy Home Paradise will leave. You will no longer have access to the archipelago. That option at Dodo Airlines will not be there after your membership expires. So my recommendation, people, has been to buy this individually. I don't think there's any way where it is a better alternative to spend more for a lease on this. Unless you think you're only going to play it for a year and you really have a itch to play Mario Kart 64 and Banjo-Kazooie, I think you have to buy this separate. And I think there's going to be a lot of frustration on November 5th, 2022, when players don't understand. Not the ones watching in our chat today, not the ones who follow us on Twitter, but the players who don't, why they can no longer play Happy Home Paradise that they've been playing for a year. I think that's going to be a problem. But they did confirm that you will retain, this is so messy, you will retain the features that come home with you. So the polishing and the interior upgrades to your house, if you stop subscribing, you still get that. You just lose flight passage to the archipelago.
It's really dicey.
The bottom line is just buy it for $25 and pretend that the online thing is completely separate.
Yeah. At this point, I think eventually, and this is more Nintendo talk rather than Animal Crossing. I don't know about you, Zach. I think at the end of everything, I think that the super online, what is it even called?
Expansion pack.
Jesus. I need to work there. I need to come up with Nintendo Plus.
It's because N64 had an expansion pack. That's the thing that you put in the N64. Oh, us oldies know this. You put that in there for Pokemon Stadium and Donkey Kong 64. But yeah.
I think at the end of the Switch life cycle or whatever, I think that more DLC is going to come on there. I think this service is going to be worth it.
What I hope. For me and Gabe were talking about, like, I don't know what they're thinking with this, but if like future expansions are part of, like, this is sort of your like Game Pass, but for a DLC, that would be amazing. I just like that, to me seems like a big thing to omit when you're announcing it. Like, the blowback was huge and they had to know that. So if that's a thing, why not mention it?
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
So
it's weird.
I agree with you. I what I'm doing is I'm not upgrading my online because I really don't see enough of it. I have an N64. It's the ice blue one, Zach. It's sexy. I got all those games.
I got the see-through green.
I got all those games. Genesis, I could play Genesis on anything.
Yeah.
I bet if I went to my microwave right now, I could probably play Sonic 2. It's not enough. It's not enough for me to upgrade. So I'm keeping my base internet online, and I'm buying the thing separately.
I will say, like, and I'll probably make a separate video closer to the 5th, but there is a world where you have friends or family and you can get the family pack for $80.
Yeah.
Which gives everyone access to online. So if you have 5 people, let's say, because I don't know how many people own 8. It's up to 8, but 5 people, and you divide that into 80, then you're each paying what, like $18?
Mm-mm.
Right? No, $16. I'm really tired. What is the math on this? Because this,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Pat, but this is really important where I'm going at this. 80 divided by 5, yeah, $16. Sorry, so then it's 16, which is cheaper than online, and you get Happy Home Paradise. And while it will not allow everyone to just play Happy Home Paradise without Animal Crossing, so long as you have your own Animal Crossing, you will all be able to download Happy Home Paradise. So there is a world where if you and I or a couple people can hook up, then you get access to Happy Home Paradise together, which then would be cheaper, but you'd have to do the math to figure out, like, 2 people means we're each paying $40, and then it's not really worth it because you have to do this every year, right, to keep Happy Home Paradise active. But if you have 6, like I see Elizabeth in chat has 6 on her family plan, then it's probably worth it because now you're getting cheap online and everyone, because, like, look, if I got a family of 5, right, you know, it's me and me and Pat, we got three young boys, and we're all just hanging out in our house.
New family. Go on.
That's now that's $125 just for us all to play Happy Home Paradise, which is insane. So at that point, then you just go and grab the expansion pack.
Yeah. Tag back, you little rascal. Need 4 people to make it worth it, or 7 friends that want to pool money. Yeah. So if you have 4, I'm buying it separately. I don't care. You know what? I got 2 islands. Still at that, it makes sense to just buy it separately. Plus, I want to, like, I know it's a digital thing, but I want to own it. Like,
that is the dicey thing as well. You will need to buy this separately for each island. So if you're one of those psychos, amazing people that have 3 islands, then maybe you want to do a family plan with yourself with your own accounts, so you can get a Happy Home Academy for all 3 or something. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people like Avery asking if you buy it separate, is it permanent? Absolutely. The DLC doesn't, like, if you buy it as its $25 separate package, yes, you'll get it forever. All right, let's move on. This map is sexy. I love this map. 48 slots for villagers and some unique environments that are not seen anywhere else in the game. I'll specifically call out the icy house thing with like the cracking ice. That's not seen anywhere else. That's beautiful. They don't go through all the islands, but it looks like there's quite a lot of variety. And
the desert, man.
They nailed this. Like, they just nailed this way of bringing in so many different environments and islands. This archipelago is so on theme. It's so on brand, and it's brilliant.
I love it. If any of you have not played Happy Home Designer, it's not Animal Crossing. It's just like a fleshed out. I mean, they made it a separate game before.
Right.
Love the environments. Love the island that you're on. This is essentially like Nintendo's way of like, hey, you want a second island on the same Switch? Here you go. Because it's very much like, let's build a school. Let's build a villager house.
Yeah.
It looks very customizable, and I'm so excited for like.
I almost felt like this is also a like great way to like, if you don't have friends, you get to like kind of experience a lot of other other stuff. I think the UI is beautiful. I know UI has been criticized in Animal Crossing before, but to me, like the guide when you're laying things out outside, the screen. I love this screen that comes up like when Maple requests her Bountiful Bear bungalow. That screen, it just looks so like something out of like a novel or a photo album.
It looks so sleek.
To be clear, just for people that didn't play Happy Home Academy, so Maple like makes some specific requests that must be included, and then you kind of fill out the rest as you see fit. Are you graded on this? Are you rated on this? Is there any sort of like...
So, yeah, that's the gray area. So when you meet with a villager, they give you, hey, I want to use these 3 items or whatever, how many items it is. So you are graded, but like, it's been a while since I've played it. Mm-hmm. I felt like the grading wasn't totally accurate. I hope that the grading is like...
Because I was going to say, if it's like LaBelle rating your outfit...
It's sort of like, that's what it felt like. It was like, hey, Zach, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Like,
you did it.
I don't know.
You did it, yeah. Do you find it strange that the guide is there exteriorly on the archipelago but not on our island? Do you think there's any chance that that's in there or no?
The guide?
Like how you can move trees or like the overhead, move trees around, move furniture around. Like they have the interface in there.
I think it works because it's such a small space. I mean, these islands are tiny. So like you're loading into a tiny map.
Right.
I don't think that the Switch could handle the overhead view on like our giant island. It would have to like load everything out, and then we would have to do it in sections. I think this is the precursor. I said this in my reaction or whatever. This is a precursor to the next Animal Crossing. I think the next Animal Crossing, this is going to, and it's so, but do you want this though? It speeds up things a lot. So I feel like a 3-hour build would now take 30 minutes. You can place paths at will, fences at will.
We've talked about this before. Like Nintendo intentionally slows down the pace of the game to increase the playtime and the hours that you can enjoy it. So yeah, it is a bit of a thing. I do think the archipelago in general, though, great point. I think it is a sneak peek into the future. I wouldn't be surprised if in the future we have a massive space where everyone's houses are kind of together, and there isn't these weird limitations of one island, one cartridge. Maybe you and I can hook up and we can create a shared play space where we build stuff together. I think that's absolutely a direction for this franchise to go. But at this point in the Direct, this is where the item explosion really just started to roll, like a snowball that did not stop. We got so many brilliant new items. The walls started to appear, the pillars started to appear, the countertops.
Before you go further with the items, Emmy has a question. Thank you, by the way. So when a villager asks to make a vacation home, does that mean they are leaving our main island forever? I couldn't imagine that.
You think they can come back?
I think that the two games work together because you can bring and this is all assumptions. It isn't confirmed or anything.
Right.
But the two games work together in the sense that you can bring the items back. You can bring the interior lessons that you've learned.
Right.
I think the two games still act differently, though. I think if you have a vacation home for Eric, I don't think Eric moves out. If that's the case, that would be interesting because, like, who are you making houses for? But yeah, I think it's separate.
So it's a special item that you can invite them to the archipelago. So I wonder if the game is going to just like, I'm gonna say I don't think you can have Eric on your island and have Eric appear at the archipelago.
Really? I'm gonna go against the grain here. I think the title Vacation Home, that's purposely done so no one freaks out.
But then when you invite them there, there's two. There's no way they'd allow that. So I think it has to be a separate grouping of villagers, because I don't know what it is. It looks like a little suitcase, almost like Rover's suitcase or something, that you hand them to invite them. And if Eric was already on the archipelago and then you invite Eric, I don't know. That seems to break the time-space continuum.
Now that I think about it, I still do think that it's going to be separate. But the only reason I'm questioning it is because there is something where you can go back to your island and unlock quests that you can redo the villagers on your island. So maybe that's the incentive there. It's like, man, I don't want Eric to leave and go to a vacation home, but I can unlock it on my main island. So I actually don't know the answer to that. I'm going to assume that it's separate, but
I'm going to assume that it's unified.
Yeah, I mean, but you can unlock it on your island. So that, I don't know. I don't know.
Caroline, thanks for donation. Do you think a lot of the new furniture item sets are coming from the DLC or from New Horizons also? I think all the items you see will be in the main game. Basically what she's asking is, are there going to be item sets that are exclusive to Happy Home Paradise that you need to purchase that to acquire? And I don't think so.
No. Wait, I'm sorry, is there items? What was it again?
Are there exclusive furniture sets and items that are only available if you buy Happy Home Paradise? Or are all the items part of New Horizons 2.0 and then, you can just use them?
No. Oh, there's 100% Happy Home exclusive items.
You think so?
Yeah, no question. Because they even say it. They even say it because you have to go to the shop.
Yeah, outside of those, I was going to say. Yeah, outside of those.
I mean, here's the thing. There are so many items that, like, we're going to have to grind to get all those pokey items or whatever they're called. I'm going to go out there and say Nintendo is going to be pretty stingy on this. I think if you want the items, then you got to buy the DLC.
You're right. I do think the pokey items, the purchasable items will be there, but I think everything else, so I guess you're right. There is a set that'll probably be exclusive to pokey items, and then,
Here's the thing, though.
Okay.
So, and I did a prediction back in June or May when I was talking about paid DLC.
Uh-huh.
And something came up where I was discussing, like, is there going to be any sort of locks to these items? So basically, a good example is like when you customize an item, it turns like light green or something, or like an off green, and you can't drop that at someone's island or you can't trade it to someone. Do you think they go that far and they're like, okay, the pokey items, you can't drop them or trade them?
Probably. I mean, since they have precedent for it, right? Since they've done it before.
I don't know. Because, like, I don't know.
I also don't know, like, you talk to Lottie for what you earn. I'm wondering if you can earn enough to unlock new features or upgrades or things of that sort on the archipelago. Like, obviously you get the pokey for the items, but what is Lottie's menu like? She's got a computer screen of her own. Is there more in terms of how Nook can give you bridges and inclines and move houses? Is there stuff that Lottie can do with that pokey besides just these items? People have asked us to talk about Digby. Do you think Digby has a spot on the Happy Home Paradise?
All I'm saying is that there is a staircase. And listen, all you little hooligans out there, the staircase in Nook's that's blocked off, and they're like, oh, attic, because this is actually a staircase that you can go to. So I don't know. I think that might be one of the surprises that they didn't show. But it's just a little suspect. Anne says, do we have to share the archipelago islands with the human players on our current island, or is it a separate play area for us to enjoy individually? I don't know.
I don't think like your guests can travel there. I would, right?
I don't know.
Or maybe they can't.
What do you guys think in the chat? I don't know. It's shared. Some people are saying it's shared.
Maybe. I think also that staircase, just to point out, could be for Nico. Maybe he has some either shop or service upstairs that does something, or maybe he allows you to like erase homes, or like I don't know, maybe he's got something up there, because he does not appear, as far as I remember, he does not ever appear on the lower floor. I don't think he's only outside. I mean, that would be pretty rude if they only kept him outside.
I mean, I hate to divide the chat here, but are we team Nico or team Wardell?
Oh, let's make a poll. It's got to be team Nico. It's got to be team Nico, right? Right, Pat?
You're team Nico?
Yes, 100%.
Oof, I think I'm team Wardell.
Oh my gosh, this is the best battle since Jacob versus Edward. Oh my goodness gracious.
I think I'm team Wardell.
You are a manatee? A manatee
Listen,
maniac?
I'm sick of seeing monkeys.
Oh my gosh.
He's super cute.
He's adorable.
He's super cute. Nico was created by scientists that they know people would love him, okay? Wardell is just that, Wardell, I want a hug from Wardell. Nico, I'm playing like catch with you. Wardell, I want a hug. I want to go get coffee with you, man.
So I think that Nico, here's my weird prediction. I think that Nico is the manager of Living Together, because when characters come to you saying they like, Maple's like, yo, make me a freaking Build-A-Bear house. In that sequence, when they kind of go through that, I'm trying to get to the exact scene. Lottie is sitting there, and then Nico is sitting there when the two, whatever his name is, Zap, what's his name? Sizzle? the purple squirrel.
It's Static.
Static. Okay. When Static is trying to get all buddy with the rhino kind, Nico is there. So I'm guessing that on the upstairs floor, Nico does something with the stop. He does something with that. Okay, he has to.
I think so. I don't know. Man, I'm gonna sizzle some recipes soon.
Goodness gracious.
So we're
okay.
Nico's winning my poll.
Nico is up 76% to 24 in my poll.
Wow, Nico's 60-40.
Okay.
Got
a lot more Wardell fans over on your side of things.
I don't know if I swayed anyone, but
let's take a brief prediction moment. I love these moments, the line in the sand moments. The sticks in the water. Are there water items, or is this just a weird feature of whatever like little encampment that was around?
Listen, Papa Pat has got to lay down some things, okay?
Okay.
The Happy Home Island, there's going to be a lot on the Happy Home Island that is going to make you squirm, and you're like, man, I want that on my island. I think this is Nintendo's way to make it look unique. Mm-hmm. So you have like the staircase going down to the beach. You have the giant rock arch. Mm-hmm. You have the homes, the exteriors, the sticks in the water. Although they look a little suspect because there's only like one cluster, and it's like, it doesn't really look like it belongs there. I think that there's going to be a lot of Happy Home
exclusives. So
for example, and I know this might break some hearts out there, I would be shocked if villagers are on those floaties on our island.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
There's going to be a lot of, wow, that's super cute, and that's like an incentive to go there, I think. But Elizabeth, thank you so much. Do you think there will be a way to load the game directly to Happy Home, or will we be able to use the airport?
Ooh, I would love that. I think you're right, Pat, but that's an amazing idea. The load screen is already long enough, so sitting through like, oh my god, that would be great.
That would be cool, though.
I hope there is a separate menu option.
Okay, I love the inclusion, how it's like linked to our Animal Crossing.
Right.
I'm a little bit shocked that they didn't go in the route of like, it's a separate game, but you can link it. I guess it's just better to link it, but...
Oh, this is a great question from Potato Tomato. So who does the leaked house from April belong to? Is it one of the new 16 villagers' houses? It's got to be, right? That has to be just like a colossal oops on their part.
I think it's that villager Genshin.
Okay.
It seems to match the vibe. Yeah. I don't know. Out of everyone else.
Great catch there, Potato. That's amazing.
Genshin, I don't even know what it is.
how do you feel? Where is it? How do you feel about the Happy Home Network? Like this ability to share all your photos and kind of create basically like an in-game Instagram and follow creators.
I love the idea. I love the idea of it. I don't know how, you know what? I'm going to say it takes off. I'm going to say it takes off big time. I think you're going to get people with like 100,000 followers. I really do. I think this is cool. They're making their own sort of social media, I guess. Is anyone put a 1 in the chat if you're excited about that? I think it's an underrated thing.
I think the best thing is it's going to give people a chance to kind of get noticed and recognized. Like it's very hard for your dream address to be tied to you or noticed, but now, you know, Heather, who just donated, thank you, Heather. If Heather, you know, is a great designer and wants to get recognized, now you can follow Heather and know exactly what she's up to, her new creations, her new homes, her new facilities. Yeah, I think that's going to be big. The facilities, you think there's more than 3?
What they show? The school, the hospital, and
restaurant.
The restaurant?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was more than that in the other game.
There's got to be. I think there's got to be more. A lot of ones in my chat, so it seems like a lot of people are really into this. Look, Pat, we're lucky. We have the world to watch us play Animal Crossing, but most people don't really have that chance, and they don't have a Twitter account or a page where they can kind of promote their hard work, and this gives them an option and a venue, and I think that's just so special.
Yeah. I mean, no offense to you, Zach, or offense to any other creators out there. The most talented people in this community probably don't even have a channel.
Yeah.
They make patterns
Absolutely.
all the time, and they're the backbone. So I think this is great. I kind of wish, and I don't, they won't do it because this is probably the last thing, but like, I wish that they did this with patterns. I've always said like, I would love a trending patterns or best patterns of the month or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shooky says, hey, love your guys' videos. I'd like to know how you would suggest villagers rooming together, maybe through Amiibo. I don't know how involved the town of the Happy Home is going to be. I think it's either going to be a random event or you're going to need to trigger it with Amiibo. I couldn't see them like locking that feature behind a paywall though. So I think it's going to be a random event.
I agree. I wanted to ask you, do you have any thoughts on this showroom? If you go to the screens where you're connecting with clients and you're picking kind of who you want to work on next, you hit the plus button to go to the showroom, and there's all these little cards there. And I would think this is the showroom because like it's showing you all the different.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is going to end up being. I don't
even remember that.
The only option to me is that the showroom is showing you what other players have created. But when you're on the showroom screen, well, when you're on the other player's screen, there's not a button to go back to the client screen. So that showroom is TBD right now. Thank you so much, Doretta. Yes, this community is so great. I'm so glad that we've stuck strong for 18 freaking months and counting. And now maybe even more. Well, definitely more. Lots more.
This is a great question for Zach, actually. Alexis says, what do you think you will end up playing more? And everyone in the chat can answer this. Happy Home Academy or the main island, and why? I'm definitely playing HHA more. Wow.
Happy Home Paradise. Let's the
Yeah, Happy Home
Academy's
Paradise.
thing of the past. This is island vibes, Pat. No.
I think okay, no matter what you choose, you are going to need to grind in Happy Home Paradise, which I don't mind. I've heard some complaints already saying like, well, there's only 5 items a day and I'm going to have to play so much just to get us. I love that. This is what we wanted, guys. We wanted more gameplay.
It's a little bit of both. It's almost like 2 different games. I can't see a world where you devote yourself to one or the other because like, what? I'm going to go do Archipelago and never see Brewster, not interact with the crops? Like, this is a both. Yeah, like you got to do it both. I mean, there's going to be so many awesome streams for people like you to design all these houses and have people give input, but there's also an opportunity to design all new islands, all new villager hunts. That's another thing I wanted to ask. I guess I just contradicted myself. I don't think these villagers are going to be accessible via Mystery Islands whatsoever.
Were they? I swear I heard somewhere they were going to be.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Guys, are they Amiibo exclusive or I think they just joined the roster? I don't know.
Because, well, since Sanrio was not,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. I think because this is a set, they'll go. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm probably going to be playing, for the short term at least, Happy Home way more. Just because, Zach, I want to go to that store every day. I want to see what items are there. I want to make all these different climates and time of day. Guys, Happy Home is so addicting. And like when I played it on 3DS, I breezed through it in like a week. After that, there wasn't really much to do, but I think this one's going to be more fleshed out, especially with all the items.
Thanks so much, Mary, for the donation, and thank you, Play with Salome. Pat, my YouTube brain saw Happy Home Paradise, and I was like, that's a lot of characters for the title. Every video, Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise. Like, because we got away with dumping New Horizons, but if you want to specify these videos, it's going to be hard. You're just going to call it HHP? Are people going to start using that abbreviation? Because
I think so.
Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise that takes up 60 characters of your title or 70 characters of your title or something.
I'm going to have, I don't know about you, but I'm going to have a exclusive series on it.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can mix the two when at least making content. So I'm going to have a whole series, and I'm literally going to do one for every villager. So if you guys are excited about that. Heather says, Isabel and Timmy and Tommy are on the archipelago, so it must be separate from our islands, don't you think? It might work separately, but like...
But you can't be at both at once, so...
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think like they would make us pick and choose like that.
But Pat, what happens when Eric is on the archipelago and you invite Eric to the archipelago? What happens?
I don't know.
There's not two Erics.
I've got time from my vacation. I don't know. Katie says, think they will release more info before the 5th?
No.
Oh, I actually wanted to touch on that.
Okay.
Also, Jen, thank you, says, thanks to both of you for doing this together. Double the fun. And Jaxie, thank you so much. So will they release more info? And the greatest holiday of all time, which is not Christmas, Halloween, what happens with that? What the event is locked.
A tweet. Right?
But like, I guess a tweet. Yeah, I guess a tweet.
Or a blog post, but there's not really a lot for that. I mean, it's a whole nother
I think
topic.
what they're going to do...
Go ahead.
They're probably going to like show a picture of like a villager trick-or-treating and be like, hey guys, do the event.
Do you think it'll be like it's on now, or do you think it'll be like, oh, come back, like they'll announce it like a week ahead or something?
It might be like a few days before, or a week before. I don't know. I mean, it's already, apparently I don't know my days, but it's already the 16th, so they got to do it next week, right?
Yeah.
I would assume.
Halloween's in 2 weeks, yeah. Some people are saying Halloween is already in 1.11 and they just have to like flip the switch. So
yeah,
maybe they literally.
But that still needs an update, though. Don't they?
I don't know. I don't know if they can flip switches without it. I don't know.
So would it be like 1.11b or
yeah, whatever it is?
Yeah.
So maybe they don't even announce it. Maybe it's just ready to go on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, then again, that's a good point. Isabel announces fishing tourneys, and
right.
I don't know. I think so.
There's so many items and so many house features. It would take years to go through. Somehow this was still not the end of the presentation because they had polishing, which is it's cute. It's like another nice little new thing. Do you think every item is polishable, or do you think there's just certain items?
I think it might be every item. What do you guys think about polishing? It's a cute idea.
Yeah.
So it makes things shiny, and I've noticed with like the plants, it makes like butterflies appear.
Right.
So certain items like become other things. It's super cute. Shout out to Kay. She loves cleaning. So that's going to be, if you guys are neat freaks, this is all your weird, just weird, but charming.
So someone made a good mention. This is Cranky Dinosaur said, you notice the boat when you land on the archipelago, and there is a boat with a little Happy Home Paradise flag, and there is a separate section of the dock that goes over there. Is this boat a different way to access the islands? Is this boat going to take you back to your main, like, can you visit other archipelagos? Is this...
No, that's where the dodos park.
No, look.
Isn't it?
I can't.
Wait a second.
I can't here. I might be able. This is
like when they first show up.
Let me try some. This I'm gonna get really really weird with this. Hang on.
We're reaching now, guys.
Yeah, we're doing something really crazy here. Okay, look at this. I'm showing it to you on. Okay, hang on. It's on. It's on the podcast. Do you see this boat on the far left?
Oh yeah.
With a little happy home flag.
Maybe that's. Maybe you get the assignment, and then you have to travel to that island, and that's the boat that takes you. Yeah,
that's
100%.
probably what that is. Okay, cool. All right, back to your regularly scheduled broadcast.
What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness gracious! Can we talk about the new villagers that we've been clamoring for a year?
New villagers. Let's put your favorites in the chat right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, what is your what? Oh wait, you said it a bunch of Sasha. You said
Sasha. The new Bunny Bay. Look at that cute. Those giant eyes. That teal color. I think
Shino seems to be the new Raymond. By the way.
Yeah. A lot of love for Shino, who I thought was a girl until I was informed otherwise.
Shino's a guy. It doesn't matter.
They say that the horns are only with male deer.
Oh, okay.
So that's a thing.
My boy Chadwick, that dopey little penguin, man.
Formerly,
come on, there's no Chadwick love.
I love that they changed some of the names. I know that probably like OG fans don't, but I think that's kind of clever. It gives them kind of like a fresh coat of paint, like Azalea from Petunia and Champagne de Fret. Chadwick was Nobuo.
The best name though, Cephalobot. It's not even close either. No other name comes close. Cephalobot. I had to just when I said it, I got all warm inside. That's the best name I've ever heard of.
There's some good names: Ione, Tianshang, Faith, Roswell, Azalea, Rio. Basically, my chat is all Shino and Sasha.
People are saying Roswell. I will say. See, people are, as soon as I say this, people are going to be like, oh, this kid is ungrateful. He sucks. I'm pretty lukewarm on these villagers, if I'm being honest. I think there's a few standouts. There's like 5 that I'm interested in. They're okay. I'm pretty lukewarm. I love them. I love some of them. Like Faith. Who's getting excited about Faith? Come on now.
I think it's interesting if they did bring some back.
Mario. Who here is swiping in that hamster?
Wait, is Shino's a deer, right? Not people are saying Shino's a goat, but it's a deer logo on her card, right?
I thought Shino was a deer.
Yeah.
It's Marlo?
Oh, I called him Mario over and over again.
I keep seeing the eye. Okay, there's no eye, you dumb little thing.
I like Petrie. I mean, Rio's coming on my island for sure. I love those ostriches.
Wait, I'm doing a winter island next, so Chadwick, we got to get them. They're okay. I think that I like that a lot of, was there any, goats, cows weren't really included, but I think they did okay. There's no apparently it's Shino, but there's no villager to me that's like, oh my God, that's the new Raymond. But it seems to me like Shino is.
I think Sasha and Shino
Ione would.
Huge favorites. And I think Tianshang is pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Were you expecting more villagers? Yeah.
Because I just don't like the 48 card thing is to me so random. Like it's just such a weird number. The RV set was 50. Every other set's been 100. 48 is just so. I guess the good news is you have to buy less packs to get them all. How many packs are you guys planning to buy? By the way, in the chat, 6 cards per pack.
Yeah, I would have assumed that Nintendo would have been like, okay, here's a bunch of villagers to sell the cards, but like they don't really need help selling these cards.
No. Well, and the fact that you finally have cards for the villagers that are so hard to acquire for like the Raymond card and stuff like that is really a big deal.
I'm telling you, Wardell, Nico, and Wisp. I need that Wisp card.
Well, and now the NPC cards factor in much more because you can call the NPCs to the archipelago.
I can make Wisp a house. I can make Jack a house. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's so much to do. It's insane. A lot of people are buying 2 or 3 packs, it seems like.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Like, I think it was like 3 or 4 times. They included Amiibo heavily. They are pushing people to buy Amiibo still, like the Amiibo cards. Do you think? Well, we talked about the Splatoon thing. Do you think that this is kind of alluding to Zelda in Splatoon eventually? Because they have Amiibos. That's how you got them in previous.
I think so. I really think so. Oh, also, gosh, this is a separate video, but I won't even say it. I'm gonna save some mystery for later. I found something really nifty. Anyhow, yes, I still think those will come. I don't think they qualify as major updates, and for how much they've brought back and the Mario content they brought back, it'd be very odd if they did not do Zelda and Splatoon, specifically because those are like the next 2 huge Nintendo games, and those are the 2 series that line up already with Animal Crossing. It's printing money. Like, and maybe they just release them as DLC and it comes as an update, or maybe they do like the Sanrio card pack. Could they do a Zelda? See, Splatoon only has 2. So that you can't really do that unless it's a Zelda and Splatoon card pack. I mean,
well, Splatoon has 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
The two squirrels and then Inkwell, my boy, R.I.P.
Okay.
And Zelda has what, like 5? It would be strange if they didn't include it.
Yeah.
And then what did they say? What was the exact wording?
Last major.
Yes. Okay. Last major free update. One thing you gotta know about Nintendo, you gotta dissect every single word choice, how they use it. Last major free update. So to me, I don't know about you, Zach, and I'll ask you in a second. Mm-hmm. To me, this meant don't expect another 2.0 level update. Like, don't expect this every year. Don't expect a 3.0 or a 4.0. That's what it meant for me.
For me, it meant no more trailers.
Probably no more trailers.
I think we get blog post level updates in terms of seasonal events, holiday refreshes, and like bug fixes, and maybe the Zelda Splatoon content. I don't think there's any more NPCs coming. I don't think there's any more new mechanics coming. I think you're going to get maybe items in seasonal variety and holiday variety. And the bigger question to me is people have said, well, they said free, so is there going to be a round 2 of pay? Is there going to be? Because it's like the theory I've seen is that they're going to take mini games and multiplayer and Amiibo Festival and wrap that into a new multiplayer game centric DLC.
Get me excited on live stream, Zach. I think Amiibo Festival, horrendous execution, but you're pushing Amiibos. I tweeted out, save the tweet, hold me accountable. This isn't the last paid update. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way at all. I don't know what that includes. My mind goes to multiplayer, and I think it would be on the similar size of, if you remember, Luigi's Mansion. Like, remember that small little update? What was it, like $5 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's going to be like a $5 update or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how everyone feels on paid because, like, man, I spent $60 on the game. I spent $40 on Amiibo cards. I spent now $25 on Happy Home. I don't mind spending money for this because when I think of like game development, I think of, okay, we got to put enough content in here that justifies this price. So we don't want to see any like creators or people complaining that like, man, I just spent $20 and there's nothing in it. I think when they charge money, they are stacking it. And I think Happy Home Academy or Happy Home Paradise, is a labor of love, and it's worth I'm not even thinking about the price really. I mean, I'm going to get it regardless, but I did a poll when I was streaming it to like 4,000 people, and it was 98% they said they were going to get it.
Remember when that was like a huge thing where people were like, we don't want any paid. We're not going to buy it. Screw that.
Oh yeah.
Here we are. But as far as I'm aware, it's the most expensive Nintendo first-party DLC on the system, $25. Everything else I think has been $20.
Was Sword and Shield $30?
Maybe together, but you could buy them separately.
Oh, that's right.
I could see another paid expansion happening next E3. I think these will be spaced out by at least 6 months, if it ever happens again. But I could also see this being kind of the end. Nintendo's words came true with fun, new and fun activities. So maybe we take last free update as meaning something secret. I want to give a thank you to Mad K for joining up and to Parallax for donating. Good question that Andrew has asked multiple times. Do you think there's going to be any new Critterpedia species that could occur at Captain's Islands or that are just not shown off yet to kind of bolster that section of the game?
Critterpedia.
So fish or bugs or deep sea creatures that have yet to be uncovered.
I feel like Nintendo would have shown at least one.
You think?
I think so. I wouldn't be surprised if gyroids become a collectible that you could do. I mean, we don't have confirmation of anything else in the museum expanding. So, I mean, wouldn't gyroids be wouldn't one think that it would be cataloged or I don't know. If I had to guess as far as bugs and fish, I would say no.
All right.
What about you? I mean, new Cap'n Islands, new vegetation. Yeah, so I don't know.
I would love to see that. That's something I've wanted for a long time. It just helps so many areas of the game, including those sad fishing and bug catching tournaments that are pointless now. But yeah, you think we would have spotted at least a hint? Okay, people are saying the DLC for Pokemon was 30, but was it 30 each?
It was 2 waves.
Yeah.
I think you could buy each for 15, or was it just 130? I thought it was 30. I don't know. And Brianna says, I'm a simmer, so I'm used to paying for expansion packs. I would not be mad at all for more paid DLC.
The expansion pass is 30, but that got you Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. So I guess I guess technically that is more expensive, but if you think of it in the way of that's the individual pack or whatever. Anyways, regardless, I am interested and happy to see the change of heart because we did do Nook Talks last year and earlier this year where people said, no, paid DLC is a no-go. They haven't given us enough. And I don't know, if they didn't do 2.0 at the same time, would maybe the mind share change? Or would
I think people would buy it regardless because of how much is in the trailer. And I think Happy Home, although it didn't really take off, I think it was well loved. It definitely had the cult following. But man, I don't know about you guys. Would you have been angry if after a year of just promise to get nothing and then be Animal Crossing community, we need your money for this? Yeah. That would have been super weird. And there was no warning of it. So I think they did it the right way.
I think they absolutely did as well.
So wait, what was your prediction if they do come out with another paid update? Because I said multiplayer.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it would tie in multiplayer mini games, maybe like the Amiibo Festival thing. But I don't want to predict yet. I don't know. The likelihood of another. It's just so soon. They added so much content in this one that and more that we don't even know about. So I think we have to figure out what all is here and what all isn't here before we can kind of properly determine, is this the end?
Yeah. Haley says, I played Happy Home Designer way more than New Leaf. If you guys have never played it, you're in for a treat. Yeah, I don't think I played it more than New Leaf, but I played it a ton. I mean, that's relative though, because I didn't really play New Leaf a ton, but I remember it being really fun. It did get to a point though where it did get repetitive. And because it was separate, there wasn't really much incentive to play. But now you're unlocking items. You're inviting. Now this comes home with you. And Zach, I just think that if you're visiting your friend's island, right? Mm-hmm. And you go in their house and you see columns and half walls and disco balls red, you're going to buy it immediately. Because you're going to know who doesn't buy this because you bring it home with you.
And you got so much value out of the base game that if you have been playing for any substantial amount of time, it's not that huge of an ask. Fitzgerald family says this is a good sleuthing moment. Captain's Island had coconut trees on grass, not sand. Do you think that's anything significant?
Ooh. Yeah, that couldn't have been an oopsie. That was a big oopsie.
Well, because I just looked at the screenshot and there's 3 or 4 that you can visibly see are on grass. So is that a new climate? And maybe this is where people are tying in maybe new critters because clearly that's a very different type of island. I also thought about, and this might be stretching, is there a chance that Cap'n visits any of the climates shown in Happy Home Paradise? Like the icy or the desert?
That's true. I personally think it's going to be limited to like what we have now. But dude, that glacier looks amazing. The desert.
Have you seen the desert? Have you seen the African trees, the savanna trees?
Dude, you know what's weird? Good thing you brought that up. The savanna trees, I think you can see it on like the Japanese website. The savanna trees and the cactus that we saw in the trailers, they're not actual trees. Right, they're items.
Yeah.
That's so weird because like, yeah, there was like a shot of like, you know, in that greenhouse that the girl had like the cactus in her room. So that's kind of weird. They went that direction, but
Central Bricks wants to know when we think the next AC game would be. I think this just bought them a couple of years minimum.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, before all of this, I was like, man, they're because the gap, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last gap from New Leaf to now was 7 years. Mm-hmm. There's no way that they're going that long. I think what's going to happen is we're going to get another paid expansion. I don't know when that's going to come out. Maybe sometime next year. And then you're probably going to have to wait 4 or 5 years. I don't think it's going to be as much of a wait because you got to capitalize on the people that are into gaming now.
Yeah.
And it's weird to think about it this way, but the amount of content we got, there's going to be one day where we're all at the point where we were in the summer, where we're going to be like, oh my God, I wish they would add more. Because that's how this game works. I think in the future, it's going to be more of a service game. I'm going to say 4.5 years. What do you think, Zach?
I mean, I think if you look at their Mario Kart strategy, this thing continues to sell 40, 50, 60, 70 million units. I think they will ride it for a while. I don't know what's the more business savvy move to make something new and convert people or continue to sell your already existing classic. But if I look at history, I'd love for them to be a new game sooner, but I think you're looking at a substantial wait again, like a 5, 6, 7 year wait again.
Yeah.
Especially if they're considering if you're, predicting or thinking of a second DLC, like that again just elongates this and stretches this, well beyond.
Oh yeah, from this moment on, yeah, it's probably gonna be 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Which now feels fine. I think everyone is so calm about New Horizons being the Animal Crossing now, and it's crazy. Like, I almost want to re-review the game on November 5th, or once we play it, because like, it's totally different now. The conversations we had on NookTalk, episode 10, are almost invalid at this point because
totally.
You can still debate if they released it in the right order or how they did things sequentially, but the game now is... Let me just say this. If you are a new player this holiday season, you are getting a astronomically better Animal Crossing than we got in March of 2020.
There's some questions that we still have to... I mean, there's still some questions that we need to have answered. But for me, it's been New Horizons is a better game than New Leaf. And I don't know if it's like fully a better game, but for my enjoyment, I love the outside thing. I love paths. I love villager hunts. For me, New Horizons has always been a better game.
Yeah.
This solidifies it. 100% for me.
Oh,
anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jerry says, off topic, are either of you participating in Thankmas for charity live streams this year? I don't even know what that is. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Ali B wants to know if we think Sea Creature models could be one of the hidden additions.
Sea Creature models. I don't know. I mean, no one's mentioned it, but I did see a new mermaid item. There's a mermaid music box. So he will get some sort of update, but I don't know if it's just gonna be like, hey man, I was so zoinked on the beach that I forgot I had these freaking DIYs. Take them, man.
I need to wrap up soon just because I'm on such low sleep and I need to grab some food. But Lainey wants to know if they'll ever do a future bundle of Animal Crossing with the DLC. And I think absolutely. I don't know if that's this year or next year, but I think you'll see like they did it with Pokemon, so it just makes sense of like a $85 box copy that, gives you both at once.
I think so. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. Big box. I'll get it. Don't need it, but I'll get it. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that was episode 41. we had so much to talk about. I didn't even get to the questions. So
we might be back with another episode.
We will. No, we will. I think it should be just like a Q&A.
Yeah,
honestly, it should just be a Q&A.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Let's see. By the way, 86%. I did a little poll. 86% say that they do think we will get more paid stuff.
I mean, hey. So. We still got plenty ahead of us, but I'm always down for more Animal Crossing, and I wanted to remind everyone that my massive 300-item video is going up later tonight, so make sure to keep tabs on the channel. This felt so good, Pat. I mean, it feels great that Animal Crossing's back, but we haven't done one in 2 months.
Because you moved. You moved west. I'm not going to dox you, but, like, everyone was like, man, when's NookTalk? When's NookTalk? And I'm like, wait for Zach.
It was also Animal Crossing was being silly.
Yeah,
for a long time. A little bit of both.
We didn't have a lot to talk about, so.
And man, thank Pat, I saved you. If we had had NookTalk last week, you'd have been like, this direct is going to be very low key. So I heard you in Chase's podcast. He was just feeding you that like, oh, it's going to be minor and low key.
Can't blame him though.
You would have dug yourself a huge hole to climb out of this week.
The thing is, and I should have taken it this way. They showed the direct, and they showed all we got was the Roost.
Right.
Okay. So like. To me, that should have sent off something like, man, this isn't a Brewster direct. This is a NPC
Somebody
direct.
Else direct.
I should have thought, I should have thought about that. Is that what your thinking was?
I just thought, and what I kept saying in my videos all week was the focal point is clearly not Brewster because they showed Brewster. And I figured like he is not the main attraction. I don't think they can do enough on him. And I don't think a direct, like we know what Brewster's limitations are. And unless he was all of a sudden going to become like this wheeler dealer crazy character, there had to be something else that would anchor the direct mechanically, and we got it.
Right, I'm competitive, Zach. Yes or no? Will you be able to work at the Roost?
Let's say yes. I'm saying yes. Let's say yes.
Right.
We said it at the same time.
We both said yes. Yes, I think so. In past games, just to wrap it up, you had to build up a relationship with Brewster, similar to Sable. So I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, guys, have a great night. Go watch Zach's video. Go subscribe to Zach. You know him. You love him. We will see you in another episode.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm not really sure how I turn us both off at the same time, but...